And welcome to another Cachorro video. I had to do a complete hard wipe of my computer to try and hopefully fix my crashing issue. So far, so good. But that means we're backed up on some videos, so we gotta start catching up a little bit on some reviews. We did the Meg 2, so I'm gonna just do maybe a quick recap of the 3 other big movies I saw. I have an Ahsoka one. I'll do an Ahsoka one here soon as well. But yeah, so let's get started with the other 3 big August movies I saw. One's not Barbie, so I didn't see Barbie. I'll watch it when it goes to HBO Max. It's just single guy going to see Barbie by himself is gonna kind of come off as kind of weird. So yeah, sorry, no Barbie. So our first up is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. This movie is been, I think, fairly popular. I think so. It's 7.5 on IMDb. I didn't feel it. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't really feeling it. The kids playing the turtles I thought were fine. Seth Rogen getting a lot of his buddies, the voice, some of the other characters. Thought for the most part was okay. Race swapping April was meh. I mean, that part was okay. It was the fact that she was a teenager in high school that was kind of blah. The story, though, for me, didn't really land. I mean, granted, it's a kids' movie. Kids probably enjoyed it. It's supposed to be this family story, and the turtles want to be able to intermingle with everyone else in New York, and their Splinter's trying to keep him protected. He's an overprotective father trying to keep him protected and stuff, and I just didn't like the story. The bad guy was a mutated fly from Baxter Stockman, so Baxter Stockman didn't even mutate into the fly. It was another fly. He was used by Ice Cube, and he was just kind of wanting to just kill all the humans and destroy them all. And we had the mutagen company in there. No Shredder, no Krang. But you brought in Bebop and Rocksteady, which that they were supposed to be part of Shredder and Krang, and Shredder made them. So it's like they changed a lot of the lore of the Turtles, I guess, is the biggest issue. So it just really felt off. So Splinter was kind of this scared rat living in New York, running, and then he came across the Turtles. You got Jackie Chan voicing Splinter, and the character is just some overprotective father who's trained himself to martial arts stuff, while trying to protect his kids in the sewers because of an incident that happened way back when they were really small, when they tried to go out in Times Square and people attacked them. So he, I guess, watched TV and learned ninjutsu from TV and passed it to the Turtles to defend themselves. He's overprotective. He's not like the martial arts master that Splinter typically is. You got Jackie Chan voicing the character, and this is the story you give Splinter? I feel like they wasted. That's a waste. That was a complete waste. You got a martial arts expert, and you didn't really do anything with it. So I just didn't like the story. The animation was fine. The battles, some of their fights were fine. Obviously, they were doing to make sure it was kind of weird because it felt like they were trying to make sure no kills, but then it felt like some characters maybe. Was there some kills in it, maybe? And there's a post-credit scene for, well, spoiler. This right now, 3, 2, 1, Shredder. It was teased in the post-credit scenes. But, you can, for the people that did, for us, so you can unpause it there. I'm giving it a 6. I actually enjoyed Meg 2 more than this movie. Meg 2 was more fun. This movie was just kind of bland. It's like I didn't like the lore changes. I didn't like how at the end of the turtles are able to go out with the humans normally. I was like, I wasn't a fan of the lore. So give that one a 6. Then my next movie to cover is the R-rated comedy Strays. Oh, I guess we should mention that how the turtles do here real quick. Turtles, $70 million budget, has grossed worldwide 136, so it's been profitable. All right, now Strays. Strays is an R-rated comedy with talking dogs, so it's a different take on the talking dogs genre. And I actually had a lot of fun with this one. Obviously, you have Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx. What I was not aware of was Isla Fisher's voicing the female dog, which is, I love me some Isla Fisher, not going to lie. Randall Park is the other main one. Then we get a couple other guest spots from other people like Rob Riggle and stuff like that. This movie was fun. It was funny. It had a lot of good jokes. It's definitely not one for your kiddies. So, but it was a good time. A lot of fun. A lot of goofy craziness in this one, and it's just a good comedy overall. This one, like I said, I give it a 7.5. It was just it's not a great movie. I wouldn't call it amazing. The talking dog stuff works for the most part. It's, sure someone could pick it apart and say it wasn't that bad, but 7.5 was a good fun. Had a lot of laugh. The budget for that was 16. It's worldwide. It's been 21 million, so I would say it's probably not. So it's not been profitable yet. It might get there. I can see it breaking even at least. It's made back its budget. Now it's just got to make up the marketing budget. So I don't know how much. I don't feel like they promoted this too heavily. So I'd say it's probably going to break even. But it's a fun comedy. 7.5 on it. Which is about, I think, is that where I gave Meg? I think I gave Meg a 7. 7 or 7.5. Meg 2. Now we're going to get to one that, well, depending on what side you're on the internet here. The Blue Beetle. I saw that for National Movie Day where it was $4 movie tickets. I have a Regal pass, so it doesn't cost me anything to go see a movie, but it was, my brother was able to go to see a cheap movie, so we decided to go to see that. And it's a fun, alright superhero movie. It's not reinventing the wheel, so yes, it feels tropey, it feels some of the same old stuff, but it's an origin story for a hero. It's origin stories for a hero. We've seen pretty much enough origin stories in comic book movies now that it's all pretty much feels like the same thing almost nowadays. But that said, I mean, it was an okay one. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It's a focus on the movie is definitely on family. So they're kind of like the Shazam thing here with the family. So it's him and his family. And special effects I thought were pretty good. The bad, it's an enjoyable movie. It's not like Infinity War. It's not going to tear it out and break the house. I could tell that people might know it was originally going to be an HBO Max movie. That kind of explains why some of the casting are people from series. I mean, we have the Cobra Kai, the female love interest that's done TV shows. I mean, she was probably one of the weaker spots. George Lopez was pretty good in it. He was pretty entertaining every time he was on the screen. I liked his dad, the guy that played the father. I thought he did a good job. The grandma gets a typical grandma scene. You probably would kind of see coming. But I still thought it was enjoyable, even though it happened. It was like, and then some of the sister was blah, and the mom was blah. Villain was okay. I thought he, right there. But I give it a 7. I think it was just 6.5 to 7, somewhere in that area. It's a B-level superhero movie, so it's not too much to write. Of course, there's the people there's some people say it's really good, and there's Obviously, the good old internet hater trolls that hate everything nowadays, no matter what, they have to hate it. That are already yapping, oh, it's a flop, a flop. It's not technically a flop yet. I mean, this was never going to be a $1 billion movie, people. So everybody's like, oh, it's going to make $1 billion. No movie makes $1 billion anymore. People need to get that through your head. Only rare movies are hitting that mark. Since COVID, I can count them. It's been No Way Home, Top Gun, Barbie, Jurassic World, Avatar. I believe that's all of them. I think there should be one more I'm missing. But there's only a small amount of movies in 3 years have done it. 2019, like 9 movies hit $1 billion. The industry's changed because of the rush to streaming. Meg 2 I already bought Meg 2 on Vudu, so we can do the shark movie tier list. It's only 3 weeks old. It's already on Vudu. Probably paid too much for it, to be honest. But the budget for Blue Beetle was, I've seen some people report it as 103. IMDb reports it as 120. Its already worldwide gross is 81 million. So it's super likely it will at least hit that budget back. Now it just depends on the marketing, what needs to hit to cover the marketing part. Which I don't feel like they've marketed that movie too heavily either. It's a possibility that could break even, and that's for an HBO movie, a movie that was made for technically HBO Max, pretty much. It was a fine movie. So I mean, it's definitely worth a watch for anybody who wants to see it. And as I said, it's okay. So we have to wait to see. I don't know what's coming up in September. There was a couple things I didn't get the chance to see. I didn't get to see the Vampire Dracula movie, which that bombed out pretty bad. Although I was actually curious to see it. I did want to see it. Like I said, I haven't meant that. Barbie's just not something I'm going to go to a theater and see. Oppenheimer, I didn't see that. It's just, that movie's just so drastically long. I don't know if I want to go sit in the theater. I don't know if it's my type of movie in it either. So I guess that might be all we got for August. So it might be waiting until September to see what comes up next. But we'll do Ahsoka recaps and talk about that. And that's a very polarizing show as well. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Quick recap: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a 6. Strays was a 7.5, and Blue Beetle will go 6.5. It's an average movie. It's an average superhero movie. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing to hate, nothing to love. But that's all for this video. Stay tuned for more.